Hello, everyone. I'm Andy from ThinkMo. I am currently teaching CCIE courses. From today on, I'm going to share with you CCNA, CCNP, CCIE related technologies. Our topic today is how to configure DHCP. The previous issue covered how DHCP works. Let's go a little further. The previous issue introduced the roles and messages of DHCP. DHCP functions include client and server. The main messages used are DHCP discover messages, offer message, request message, and ACK message. There are other messages, of course. We won't go into the details. Now let's talk about how DHCP works. The DHCP server is assigned to client that accesses the network for the first time. How does assigning network parameters work? So let's look at the no relay scenario. Relay problems will be explained later when no DHCP relay is deployed. So let's go straight to this picture. This is the DHCP client, usually the host. This is the DHCP server. First, there is the discovery phase. If the client uses the method of automatic acquisition, it automatically sends DHCP discover messages. That is, the client sends it as a broadcast. Why use radio? Is to secure the devices in the entire network. Can maximize the received packets. Second, when we send the packet in the first place, I don't know where the DHCP server is. This is the first stage. The second is the provision phase. The server responds to the DHCP offer message. We have mentioned offer before. It contains the corresponding address information. The third is the selection phase. The client broadcasts the DHCP request message. It's a request to use an address. Some of you might have questions about that. Offer provides the address. Why not just use it? Still have to ask. Take job hunting again. Let's say you interviewed with several. You've had offers from 2 or 3 companies. At this point, you have to choose which company to work for. So we have a corresponding selection phase. Scenario in which DHCP is used. It may exist on multiple DHCP servers. At this time, who do we choose to offer? That's the concept. It's usually on a first-come, first-served basis. Who is the first to offer me? I'll use whoever's first. The fourth is the validation phase. The server has to respond. DHCP ACK message to ensure that the address is assigned to you. I don't give it to anyone else. We won't go too far into steps 1 and 2 below. Besides, other packets are also involved, such as DHCP NAK packets. It's server to client. Indicates the rejection response packet of DHCP request packet. It's when the server refuses to give you the address. The DHCP decline message is rejected by the client. The DHCP release message is used to renew the lease or release the address. It sends the corresponding message. The release address is I don't need it. Now it will send the message. Its purpose is to tell the server, I don't need the address. Take it back. It is used to rent to other hosts. DHCP inform messages are not used now. In the early days. With DHCP sometimes it just gets the IP address. There are also DNS addresses that cannot be obtained. It may require such a message to provide some more detailed parameters. In the era of Win95 and Win98, configure the IP address manually. DNS and gateway are obtained using DHCP. So these messages are no longer used. Here are some corresponding message formats. Next, how to configure DHCP. So we can look at these examples briefly. This is the basic DHCP configuration. The first thing you can see is that this is the architecture of the network. There are IP phones, PCS, FTP servers, and so on. It is configured on the router. How is it configured? First, there is the IP address. The first step is to enable the DHCP service. Then create the DHCP option template. In the DHCP option template view, the IP phone must be an IP phone. We can just look at the back. You can just skip step 3. Example: create an IP address pool. Just set a name for the address pool. When the pool was named. Next up is the pool. Just put the appropriate address in there. Put network 10.1.1.0255.255.255.0 in, followed by the corresponding mask. Put this address in the pool. Then you need to set corresponding DNS, gateway address. Also exclude some addresses. What does it mean to exclude the corresponding address? That's who the addresses have been assigned to. I need to rule out these addresses. That's what we call the lease term. Of course, the lease is unlimited. Static binding can also be configured, of course. Statically bind the mapping between MAC addresses and IP addresses. This is the address assigned to the host. I have to assign it to it. These are the general steps. That's it for today. If there are any other skills you'd like to learn, feel free to leave a message or send me a private message. If you're interested in what I'm talking about, hope to like and subscribe more. Thank you. See you next time.